There it is. Fine, I'll do it. Welcome to Life on the Moose, and welcome back if you've been here before. Among other things, today we're going to finish the floor in that cabin once and for all. Literally. Have you ever noticed that about half the time you hear the word literally, the people really aren't being literal? I mean, I'm no English purist or anything, but it's kind of funny. Oh my gosh, this person told me a joke and I literally died. Well, no, you didn't literally die. So you caught me daydreaming. I'm standing here in the kitchen. Well, there is no kitchen, but I'm standing in the spot that will be the kitchen. Last time Karen was here, we put some flags down and we staked our claim. We know exactly where the posts are going to be, where the walls are going to be. Christmas tree canyon behind me. Cabin right there. The prevailing wind will probably come from behind you. I think we're going to leave this wall that faces that way. I think we're going to leave that wall completely open. Maybe a sitting bar or something. Okay, enough planning. Let's finish the cabin first before we start our next project. I'm just itching to start that thing. Oh, what a day. Holy cow, supposed to be another mid-70s day up in the mountain. Gorgeous. So before we tackle those floors, got to take care of a couple other little things. So this morning I had time to get everything off of the floor. Well, everything but this ladder. Which brings me to the first thing we're going to do. We're going to hang this ladder. We're going to take similar pipe and fittings and whatnot, and we're going to hang it up right over there, get it out of the way. So when you're not using the ladder, it's hanging up on the wall, and this isn't in the middle of the room. Plus, I can actually work on the floor that way. Next thing we're going to do is finish screwing down this floor. If you remember in that flooring episode, I did not put all the screws in. I only put screws in selected places to keep the boards in place, keep them from cupping, because these are really wide boards. Some of them are, if I remember correctly, 14 inches wide. And then I did bring my hand planer along, my electric planer and palm sander. Since we have something to plug them into, I brought them along in case we need to do any spot planing or sanding. And then we'll get the lacquer on the floor, and then this part will be finished up. Third to the last episode. Holy cow. So how many of you have been with me since the very beginning of this build? If you have been, I'd love to award you extra points. I mean, I can award you extra points, but then I would feel bad for the new people on the channel. You know what? I'm just going to award everybody points today. There you have it. Everybody gets a medal. Well, let's get that ladder hung and get to work. Well, that was easy. Didn't take too long. So let's get going on these screws. As I mentioned in the flooring video, I'm just using black drywall screws. It's just fine in this cabin. That's the way we want it. You know, there's no tongues or grooves in this flooring, and we're not trying to hide these, so everything will be just fine. So that's what we're using. This is a Phillips head. I'm pre-drilling these and they go in fairly easily. I'm putting these all the way through the OSB that's underneath this pine and right into the floor joists. Okay, now we just have to line them up and screw them down. Well, all the screws are in. Let me know if you see any that I missed. I don't think I missed any. No? Yeah, they're all there. Let's go have some lunch. I'm eating light today. I got a pork tenderloin sandwich and a salad. That's it. I'm gonna go sit in the kitchen. Okay, the last thing we're going to do before we lacquer this floor, I'm going to run the planer over this board right here. Actually, not even the whole board, just a part of it. Because, hear that? So this edge of the board right here, that's where it's rubbing, and I can feel where it's sticking up just a little bit more. And who knows, maybe the sawmill blade just had a little wow in it. Sometimes sawmill blades do that, especially if they're beginning to go dull and you run into a knot or a limb. A lot of times it'll ride right below it or right under it. So maybe that's what happened. So easy fix. Got this plugged into the power station right here. So I'm just going to take a couple passes off of this. I'll probably sand just this area. And then we'll sweep this thing out and get lacquering. Okay, I'm ready to go. Lacquer. It's what I used up in the loft as well. I think I mentioned when I put that up there that lacquer originally came from trees, the lacquer tree, and I think it was Japan and China. I also had a subscriber mention that they make this stuff, or they used to make this stuff out of like beetle shells, like insect. Oh, what do they call the outside of an insect? Can't even think of it right now. But you know how they're kind of shiny? So yeah, they actually use that in the production of lacquer. And I don't know if they still do that. If you know, let me know, because I don't know for sure. So lacquer, I put this on the Ridgeview cabin. I put this on the floor up there, and happy with the results. It's only been about a year it's been on that floor, but so far so good. So this stuff is a little bit nasty, so I'm gonna use this mask. Hopefully it does a little bit of good. I have a good cross breeze going through here as well, so I'm not very concerned. I'm gonna brush this on. There it is. I'm gonna brush this on. I could roll it, but I'm afraid rolling might leave bubbles or kind of a texture to the finish. I'm not sure. I haven't tried it. I don't think I want to try it. I don't mind brushing. You know, I can brush pretty quickly. Doesn't bother me. Another thing you could do, again, as someone thoughtfully pointed out, was you could use a pad. They make these soft square pads, rectangle pads, and you could just apply it like that. I'm sure that would work as well. I don't have any of those with me, so I'm going to use the old brush. Well, are you ready to start applying this lacquer, or do you want to brush up on it first? You didn't bring a mask? Fine, I'll do it. Well, I'm about half wrapped up. Can you tell the difference? Holy cow. Check it out. So I'm gonna do these 3 boards and get them going all the way to the end. And then I'll work my way back right here in front of the door. And that'll be it. Well, that floor is finished. Thankfully. I appreciate you watching Life in the Moose. It means a lot to me, it really does. Come back next week, we're gonna finish up all of the rest of the woodwork in there. We have corner trim, we have some trim on the ceiling to put up, and we have baseboards, and we have a belly band we have to put up in front on the front side, right up there. So we'll get all that woodwork out of the way. That'll be the second last episode. And then the last one, yeah, you guessed it, painting. Paint the door inside, paint the door out, and the deck, and the door trim. Of course the door trim. I'm not going to forget about the door trim. I promise you, I will not forget about the door trim. Thanks for hitting that like button. Thanks for subscribing. It all means a lot to me. 2 more episodes, and this cabin will be wrapped up. Can you believe it? Time flies when you're having fun. So come back next week and we'll have some more fun. Until then, take care.